Typical baking is with cake batter, but my way of baking is fake baking. Spackle, clay, and Mod Podge. Welcome to Blossom Your Creativity. Let's jump right into it. Here I'm using some foam clay, using the white color, and what I'm trying to do is just cover that little cup. You see I've done one there, so I'm just going to roll out some of that clay so that it covers the entire cup. I know it probably would have been easier to just paint it white, but you'll see I do have an option with using clay versus paint to give it dimension, and that is my goal here. So I'm just simply covering it. I'm going to add a little bit of glue to make sure it adheres. And you do need to use super glue with clay because it doesn't stick very well with other mediums. I guess you could use white glue as well, but it seems like super glue is the better option sometimes. Now here I'm going to go ahead and attach my two ends together, and I want to try to blend that as much as I can. And you see I'm just going around making sure I cover the edges, and here you see I just add a little bit of water, and that will just smooth that end piece to the first piece and try to blend it. Like I said, you won't really see it once I start my dimension lines. But here I'm just making sure that I cover the bottom. I don't want to see any of that original cupcake liner color, and it was quite bright. So you can see how just simply putting a piece of foam clay over that hides those really bright colors of the cupcake liner. And you saw I put some glue at the bottom because you want to also adhere the bottom to the cup. So here I am making my dimensional lines, and I'm making like cupcake lines, as if you bake the cupcake in a cupcake liner. And I'm just using a simple paintbrush to do this. So now that my lines are done, let's add some color using classic caramel and chestnut, and then a little bit of Mod Podge because we want to go ahead and seal that little cup because we don't want the clay to crack. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add the two colors together with the Mod Podge, mix it up, and I will get my color. Once I'm happy with the color, I go ahead and paint both of my cups. I did one in a lighter color and the other one in a darker color. I wasn't really happy with that, so I went ahead and changed the color. You could see there in the picture, and I believe I used the burnt umber and melted chocolate to get that darker look. So here I'm just using the toilet paper roll, a portion of it, and then just a piece of a mailing, and then that will fill in that gap so that you don't have to use so much of the topping for the little cupcake. And then you just hot glue it on just to secure it, make sure it stays in place. So here is my two cups, and let's see how I created each one individually, looking a little different but still cute nonetheless. So the lighter cupcake, I'm adding these cute little sprinkles. This is the lemonade mix. And so I'm just simply putting a little bit of hot glue on the edge, and then I'm just pressing my sprinkles in because I do want to cover up that the edge of the cupcake, giving it just a cute little look there. So I wanted some little lime slices and I didn't have any. So I took these little lemon slices and I created lime slices. Isn't that cute? And I just simply did that with a little bit of green paint. I believe it's the apple green. And I just put it in this little dish, and I'm just going to take my little tweezers and I'm just going to pick up each individual one. I know this seems to be a little time consuming, but it's really quite fast. And I'm just getting the edge of the lemon slice and turning it into a lime slice. Now I don't need a whole lot because it's on a little cupcake, so you can see there's, I don't know, maybe 12 pieces there. It's not that big of a deal, but it really, it turned out perfect. And like I said, you just put a little smidge of paint in that little dish and just coat the outer edge. And once it dries, it looks absolutely amazing. And then I'm gonna put those on my cupcake. So you will see. All right, now for the whipped topping. Now, you know, if you've been here before, I use spackle and paint, and I decided I want to put something in the middle because I don't want my spackle to cave in, so I'm just adding a piece of clay here. In hindsight, I probably shouldn't have used all that clay because that stuff is expensive, but that's what I had at the moment, so that's what I used. So here I just made that ball of clay, but you can always find something else to put in the middle. And now, like a styrofoam ball. So here I am just going around the edge of the cupcake and adding the faux whip. Again, this is spackle, lightweight spackle. I have lots of videos where I show the spackle and mixing, so you can go back and look at that. And but mine is always so wet, and I don't know about the tips and all that. So here I'm just going in and kind of like pulling the spackle away from the surface, just to give it another look, because I didn't like the tip that I was using. And then once I have the spackle the way I want it, then I'm just going to simply add some clear glitter, and I'm adding some more of those sprinkles that I put on the edge, and then I'm going to add my limes that I created out of those little lemon slices, and then I'll go back through and add some glitter. But it's super cute. And then I add a cherry, and these cherries, I think they might have came from Hobby Lobby or Amazon. I'm not really sure, can't remember. And then here is the clear glitter that I add. And then I don't know if I show it on camera, but I do add some Mod Podge to the cherry and then add some glitter to that, just to sparkle it up a little bit. All right, let's go on to the dark colored cupcake, and I did the same thing with the toilet paper roll, and now I'm going to add a drip to the edge of this one, and I just used the Mod Podge and some paint. I think that one was maybe fruit punch, and so just start with dabbing the edge of this at first, and then I'll go back through and get a thicker layer so that it'll drip down the side. In hindsight, I thought this was a great idea, but you'll see that I wasn't really paying too much attention to my thought process, and I kind of didn't do a great job, but it's okay. It shows you what not to do when you get ready to do your own. I like the consistency of it. It's fine. And then if it doesn't run that much, you know, you can always just, you know, lightly tap it on the table. But I had plenty, so it dripped down. So here I am, and I'm thinking, oh, I'm gonna go ahead and put my sprinkles on the edge, just like I did on the other one. And then for some reason, I started putting Mod Podge on my drips and adding sprinkles. So what was the point of making a drip if I'm just gonna cover it, right? So I realized that my mistake. So I went back through and I tried to remove some of that. You'll see here, I was like, as soon as I did this, I was like, wait, this doesn't look right. All right, so another thought that I had, and I didn't completely think this out. I'm making a cupcake, right? Well, here I am with clay, white foam clay, and I had this great idea. Let's make an ice cream cone. Well, I don't know why I make an ice cream cone on a cupcake base. But, you know, maybe it's a new trend. I don't know. But anyways, so here I am just rolling out the clay, and I'm just trying to make it into like a long snake-like. And you kind of want to keep it pretty thick. You don't want it to be a thin layer. And so I'm just trying to get as long as I can. And then you'll see I'm trying to figure out like, which way do I want to start? And then I'm going to go ahead and put some of this super glue right on the edge because I need it to be able to adhere to something. Remember, my cup is, the clay around my cup is already dry, so it will not stick to the new clay. So here I am just going to start wrapping. So you start with a first loop, and then when you come back around, you want to kind of go up and over the top, and then you just keep wrapping and wrapping, and then when you get at the end, you kind of twist and pull, and it gives you that ice cream soft serve cone effect. Cone? No, ice cream. And it's super cute. And then you just kind of move that tip the way you want it. But it looks so realistic. I mean, look at that. It's so pretty. Oh, well, if I'd stay on camera, you could see. I get close to myself because I'm trying to see what I'm doing, and then I forget I'm off camera. But it is super cute. So I'm so happy. And then I make another error. I'm telling you guys, I'm putting this out there so you could see what I'm doing so you don't do the same thing. So with clay, because if you don't put something on it, you will, it'll crack. So I'm trying to put this tacky glue on, which I'm, you have to take into consideration when you're using clay, if it's really soft, you have to be very gentle with it because you can distort the shape, or you can cause lines in it from your paintbrush. And I was having a little bit of difficulty with this, but I finally got it all on, and I was so happy. It looks so nice. And then you'll see what I do. Okay, so now with the ice cream being all tacky, let's go ahead and add our sprinkles. And again, it's looking beautiful. I'm like so happy with it. But, you know, I just had to take it one step too far. And again, I show you what I do wrong so you guys can choose not to follow my lead here. So here it is, looking so good. I wish I would have taken more pictures before I did the next step. All right, here's the failure part. I took that paint color and added a little bit more Mod Podge and decided to make a drip. Well, the drip was really, it was bad. I didn't have enough to begin with, and when I put it on, it just looks like a big fat mess. So there you go. And this was, these items were part of a collaboration I had done a couple weeks ago, and I just couldn't fit it in that collaboration. So I decided to pull these two items out and then show them separately. So if you're interested in seeing any of the other stuff in the background, I think the lemon cake was showing, you can go back and watch that Sweets Collab video to see how I made that. But isn't that so cute? I love those little limes. They turn out perfect. And it was so easy to convert a lemon slice to a lime slice. Look at it. I mean, the paint just stayed on the edge. It did not get on the white part of the rind. So it turned out really good. I was really happy with that. And I guess, you know, my husband says the cupcake looked okay, but I don't know. And then I put that raspberry on top just to kind of like take your eye away from the mess I made with the drip. I was trying to make that drip match the drip on the cone part, but I made a big mess. But anyways, I hope you guys like what I did. I hope you guys try it. Do your own take on it. If you find an easier way, you know, try it. You know, you never know how things are going to work out unless you try it. And sometimes I do things a little hard way, but that's how I learn, and I learn not to do that again. And that's the whole point, right? Again, thank you guys for stopping by and seeing my creations. Was super happy with these, and I'm so glad that you guys are staying with me. I'm trying to take a little bit more time for myself and my family, so I'm not posting as much as I have in the past. You guys have a blessed day, and you keep on crafting and blossom your creativity. Bye-bye now.